Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. First of all, before we go anywhere, let's do an audio check. um, can I see some emojis, some bacon or something like that in the chat to see that my audio is working? According to OBS, it seems to be working just fine. Let's see here. We'll do pop out chat so I can get that out of the way. And I am sorry for the delay, everybody. There we go. Audio is good. The Sorry for the delay, everybody, but my neighbor came up here about maybe 10 minutes ago, and she was having difficulty getting out of the snow. It's been an interesting couple of days here regarding snow, and so I apologize for the delay. My bad. Let's see here. Got here late. Can we start over? No, we're not going to start over because we're just starting now. Anyway, I want to go over a couple of things that happened on the debate the other day, and one of the things, well, I mean, there was a couple of things that I want to talk about, and I'm just going to go real quick on this. I'm not going to make this a very long stream, but what I am going to say is that, oops, let's see here, live chat, not top chat. I don't know why it defaults to that. Um, Let me first say that as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I saw how it all went down, as far as the debate itself, the debate went really fine. Um, Please also understand that the subjects were traded beforehand. That was a desire from Globeslayer that the subjects actually be exchanged beforehand so that they could be reviewed. And I even put about a 24-hour limit on that, meaning that the other person needed about 24 hours. Now, the problem that introduces is if you have a presenter, which is fine. You've seen that with just about every debate that there is for anybody who gave a damn about actually being in the debate. Um, and they bring prepared material and stuff like that because they want to say that this is what I am presenting for my model. And but with a pre-distribution of the material, the first rebuttal is also going to be basically scripted. Scripted by the individual, the participant. I'm not saying scripted as in like, somebody's writing all of this crap. But because they already know what their subjects are, they've had time to research and how they are going to um, argue against that particular subject. So the first two blocks for both participants went basically as much as we thought it was going to, and yeah, scripted by Witset. The They basically went the way that I already anticipated that they were going to, and that was those two were scripted, and then so basically the debate itself didn't happen until uh, the second rebuttal phase, because that's when actual arguments were made against whatever it was that you presented, and you had to answer for that, which I have to honestly say, well, I'm just going to say it out loud. Globe Slayer came up extremely short on that. And so, as far as being able to present your arguments and actually defend your arguments, I would say that the person who won that debate would be MC Toon. Yes, I was calling you McToon. I think I've always called you McToon, but as I heard you correct me, it's MC Toon. And so, with that, that would be my opinion on the thing itself. Now, I also have to give credit where credit is due. Both participants were calm, well mannered. Didn't really, get at each other. I didn't really have to moderate very much, which was cool. All I had to do was just keep the organization of the structure that we all agreed on. And but uh, then we got to the open session at the end. There was a 30-minute open session at the end for supposedly for question and answer or just back and forth discussion. And I have to agree with Toon that he basically dominated that only because of the mere fact that he had something to say, and it seems like there was basically nothing coming from Globe Slayer during that time period. And I mean, I think the only thing that he said even relevant to anything was that he doesn't believe that uh, there are not calculations for perspective, which we all know that, but we're waiting for somebody to actually produce those, because we all know that perspective is the Swiss Army knife of the flat Earth community to get out of any argument just saying, well, you just don't understand perspective. I mean, it's crazy. Um, However, there was one other thing that there were two other major talking points about the debate. The first one was, and there's a reason why I wanted to go live on this, because of the fact that, man, do I love the fact that you can present on YouTube. So here I am presenting. Okay, I didn't prepare very much, but this, like I said, this is going to be a short discussion. But what I think is funny is uh, in the debate. Um, Now, again, I claim total uh, newbieism of uh, operating within Spaces. I have never hosted anything on Spaces before, and I had only ever been in one space before this, and that was just kind of a trial thing that me and a couple other guys got on to, just to see, okay, what is it? How can we use it? And all this, and we found it to be absolutely atrocious for the purposes of presenting a evidence-based debate. Okay, if you want to talk all day, but if you want to produce evidence, the only thing that I was shown that we could do in there is basically link tweets. And I'm sorry, but there's not much difference between that and actually being in a Twitter thread without the obligation of staring at your phone. Okay, so that said, but none of that's news. Um, but I there was an audio problem. It was a sporadic audio problem, meaning that many people were saying that they saw uh, they heard the audio over Spaces just fine. Okay, and here, let me go ahead and show you something here. I am going to, like this, and then move this over here like this. I believe it was this one. Hold on a second. I believe it was, yeah, it was this one, because this is where I had actually asked Toon to move. This is a crop of Toon's live broadcast of this on his channel. You can go over and watch it all you want. But in the very beginning of the stream, let me go ahead and do this part first. In the very beginning of the stream, as we do in just about every other stream that anybody does, this is actually a recording. Now, I truncated it because there's about 30 seconds delay between my question and an answer. But this was me actually asking, can everybody hear me? I just wanted to make sure, because again, it was my first time ever hosting one. I wanted to make sure. So I did this. All right, can somebody give me a thumbs up and tell me if they can hear me? Okay, that's at 1 minute 8 of the thing. And then oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, so we're waiting. Okay, and I had gotten an acknowledgement about 20 seconds later, by somebody throwing a thumbs up, and there was actually like 2 people who threw thumbs up, and there was only like 5 people sitting there at the time. So I did my audio check. I did my, dare I say, due diligence. So anybody who says that now, I challenge honestly. And this is I'm open to be wrong. I challenge anybody to find uh, a setting within team or within teams within within Twitter Spaces that allows me to exclude specific people without any kind of markers, without any kind of highlights on their account or anything like that, to somehow just exclude other people. Okay, but not exclude everybody. Okay, because we know that the audio made it through back and forth to Tune. We know it made it back and forth to Globeslayer and was working just fine. That in itself, if we want to bring this back to the debunking terminology, is a black swan for saying that audio went to nobody, which is what was claimed to me later that absolutely nobody got any. And so, all that said and done, I mean, I have no clue why it didn't work, okay? But one thing that I am is I do work with networks and I do work with software that is connected via networks. And quite simply put, um, if I have audio and I'm sending uh, to Twitter, and everybody else except for like one or two people are not getting it, it ain't me. Okay, if nobody was getting it, then yes, 100%, it would be me, and I would have to, but I would have figured that out in the first minute when I didn't get anybody responding to me. But I did get people responding to me, and I got Tune and Globeslayer uh, throughout the entire debate. Now, my app did crash in the middle, which unfortunately I've seen that happen often with Twitter, and my app did crash in the middle of it. And but all I had to do was just restart the app, and I was back into the space. But there was no audio. There was no change in the audio even between those two moments. So, and then one thing that I also did afterwards, because I was curious, and no other flat earther did this, and none of the people who wish to somehow discredit me did this. Just look it up on Google. Okay, look it up on Google. There are tons and tons of people who have said that they have had audio problems on Spaces in varying degrees, whether they can't hear anything or some people can't get it. And I read through about 8 articles on here. Every single one of them said that something was going on at the user's end. It might have been an update that hadn't been completed yet. It might have been any number of things. Okay, but and I'm not trying to blame the end users here, but what I am saying is that not one of them that I read through said anything about something that I could have done or prevented. And so I found that hysterical that I was basically that was the only talking point that flat earthers wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the dismal failure that one of their guys had in the debate. Okay. Now another thing that happened in the debate, and this is also my fault. Uh, the Because I didn't really know how to set up everybody as speakers, meaning obviously myself being the host, I was already a speaker, but I didn't know how to set up Tune and Globeslayer as speakers, and it seemed like the only option I had in front of me, and I'm open to be wrong on that. I'm not an expert on spaces. It seemed like the only ability that I had was to make them co-hosts. Now, co-hosts, I'm coming to understand, basically they have more rights on the space than a regular speaker would. A speaker is just being allowed to, as y'all like to say, grab a mic. Okay, but a co-host also has some capabilities to add in other speakers or whatever. And now, what really kind of bugged me, and this came out later. This I didn't even notice this until later, um, because I had accused a comment that was made in there about me running from spaces, running from debates. I'm sorry, I just for all the reasons that I'm outlining here, I don't really find any particular use in a verbal discussion about evidence-based debating. And I've said that 100 times. If you want to set me up a debate and all this, and you've done your own work, we'll do it. But we're going to do it live. We're going to do it live on a place where you can present. Okay, not a place that you can link something that you can watch later. Um, but what I didn't realize, and Tune, this might also be news to you when you hear this, is that um, Globeslayer was inviting people to speak and didn't say anything. Okay, now yes, we were in the open discussion portion. Okay, but you would think that somebody would say, "Hey, I'd like to hear from this person, or I'd like to hear from that person. I'm going to invite somebody in, or something like." That. He didn't. Okay, and I had noticed in the review of Thank You Tune for recording this. I hadn't, because the playback on Twitter Spaces, it basically doesn't show you anything. Um, Except for I did find out when I was watching through the rather sporadic closed captions that you can do on there, that when it actually does show you when somebody said something, it shows you who said it. It's got a little icon next to it that says who it was that spoke. Well, it turns out Toon and I were responding to MT about 2 or 3 times before we even knew that he was even on. As a matter of fact, we didn't even know that he was even on. Okay, because the icons lag and stuff like that. I mean, there's parts on there. If you watch Toon's stream, you'll also see that I'm half the time that I'm talking, it shows that I'm muted. So there was something odd going on with Spaces that day, and I'm trying to be nice to the developers of that platform. Um, but MT, and I'm not going to call you TM, I'm going to call you MT. The only reason why you changed it to TM is because of the fact that you come with empty claims and people called you out on the name fitting that description. Okay, MT. Uh, he was actually, we were talking to him and we didn't even realize it. We thought we were talking to Globeslayer, and and then of course I actually tried to, because I had seen Sacred raise his hand at one point during the discussion at the end, and I knew, I just knew that there was absolutely no way that it would have been any other discussion point between myself and Sacred if I hadn't let him speak for a moment. Okay, if I had blocked him out or something like that, that would have been the only thing you ever heard about. And I'm not that way anyway. But here's the funny part, and I thought this was hysterical. Um, the Because it outed what Globeslayer did. I had accused Globeslayer of in tweets. Um, Mind you, Globeslayer said that I granted Sacred a request to speak for the same reason. Uh, at the discussion point was technical issues in the space, and he's very experienced as a host. Uh, it was also supposed to be an opportunity for viewer questions and comments. But the funny part is that nobody had said anything, right? And apparently, as I noticed, let me grab this here. Yeah, no, Sacred was added later, but MT was added a couple of minutes before all of this. And he hadn't spoken yet, but then he decided he was going to come in and say, "Well, we don't have any problem." Well, here, I'll play some of the audio here. Let's see here. I got a couple of things going here, but I had actually blamed Globeslayer for a comment that was made that I thought was him, and only later was it pointed out, in tweets, that it was actually MT. Well, gosh, Globeslayer, you just like inviting people in and hoping you're getting backup because you're basically getting pantsed by Toon. So hold on a second here. Let me go over to this, and where's the damn screen? Oops, I lost my screen. Where'd it go? Eh? Did I just lose the screen? I just lost the screen. Where'd it go? I have my video editor open, and the playback screen just disappeared on me, and I don't know why. And it has the controls on it for playing and not playing. What the heck, y'all? Okay, I'll just flip it over to default layout. Hold on a second here. Do 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 do. Window. I hate it when they update these things. Where is it? Window arrangement. There we go. Standard. There. Now I got it back. So now I can move this over here. Standard puts everything back where it was, and then you can put it over into like that. Okay. So let's see. I was going to here, and let's see, which part was this? Proud Flurf. Oh, this was me calling out Proud Flurf. Sorry. There's a couple of clips in here that I want to play out to you. Proud Flurf had put in a tweet underneath the link for the space itself, and I mean, obviously it was full of insults and stuff like that. And she wanted to say that Sly just wants to hear himself talk. Well, first of all, I was the host. Okay, I was the moderator. All the talking was done by Toon and Globeslayer. So me wanting to hear myself talk is no. That's that's just not what that was. But I find that rather odd that she would say that, seeing that she plugs Sacred Stream, which is all only talk. I mean, does irony not even exist in Flat Earth? I mean, seriously, does it not exist? But anyway, that was that thing. And then let's see. This was, I think this was when I was asking.
You didn't correctly configure.
Oh yeah, okay. Here's two things that we didn't even know was MT talking, because it didn't display it as on mine, and we weren't even noticing that anybody else was invited in as a speaker. But MT at this point was a speaker, and what do you call it? So he actually came in with this stuff.
You didn't correctly configure the Spaces sound to your YouTube stream.
Has nothing to do with the YouTube stream. Sly made the
We
space.
have no issues ever.
Sly made the space. I made the YouTube stream.
Okay, so the his technical advice, mind you, that was apparently why he was brought in. His technical advice is that we didn't synchronize it to YouTube. If you're hearing it on YouTube, it's synchronized to YouTube, even though synchronized wouldn't even be the proper word on that. But so that comment alone was from somebody who gets coffee for people for a living. And then he came back a little, but we thought we were talking to Globeslayer, right? And then there was this. And by the look of all the,
you added me as a speaker, so that's why I can hear you. Everybody else, you're having issues with. Everybody else is having issues. It's too much. It's too many people having issues to be in audio per each person.
Well, all I'm saying is I just got a whole bunch of thumbs up by people who are listeners right now.
Sacred is a listener and is giving a thumbs up, and he's a flip, right?
So. Okay, now what I said was true, and I'm going to play that for you here in a second. What I said was true was we got a whole bunch of thumbs up from people who were in the space who sent thumbs up at my request just to say, hey, can you hear me? And now I have to call Toon out on one thing because I got tripped up by it too in the playback, watching this a couple of times over. Actually, Sacred was correct. He never sent a thumbs up. He did send a peace sign and a 100% sign at one point, but I have to honestly say that I did not see a thumbs up in at least the recording that you have on here. But the reason why I got tripped up on it is because you had scrolled through the user list, and when you scrolled through the user list, one guy directly above uh, Sacred threw a thumbs up, and it even tripped me up when you scrolled it. And I thought I had a call out there, but no, no. Let's just be honest here. It was a mistake. He didn't send it, so that's what that was. But and let me go ahead and show. Let's see. Now this was me doing. Whoa, this was me doing an audio check midstream. Okay, actually, this was out at the well in the open discussion portion towards the end, and we're just everybody pay attention to this because I want to make sure that this is of the people that are actually in the space right now. All the icons that I'm seeing. I know you guys can like post emojis or whatever. Can you do me a favor? Everybody who can hear me and can hear Tune and can hear Slayer, can you just like post an emoji just so that we know that because I'm hearing everything and I don't hear any complaints from either of these two. But if you guys could like post an emoji or a heart or whatever, I mean it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm seeing emojis popping up all over the place. Hey, Tune, move that up into your screen there, just so you can see these.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, because I'm seeing. I'm not trying to be unsympathetic to the people who are claiming that there's no audio. I'm just saying that apparently the space is pumping out the audio. So if there's some kind of a disconnect on the user's end, then unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. If people inside of the space are actually hearing it.
Yeah. So some can, some can't. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but again, there's nothing I can do about that. That's not my fault. There's nothing I can tune to do that. So. Okay. So, having covered that, there were plenty of people who were logged into the space who could hear it. Okay, and if you think I went through there and said, okay, you yes, you no, you yes, you no, I mean, come on, man, that's just that's beyond absurd. But no, we had that, but then then MT came back in, came back talking, and we didn't even notice when he said you added me as a speaker. I thought that was Slayer talking to me, saying that obviously I gave you the right to talk. So let's see, which clip was this?
Ooh, we've got
So Sacred has his hand up, and he's really familiar with hosting.
Oh no, okay. This is Globe Slayer, and thinking that he's going to invite in Sacred as some kind of technical advisor. Okay, to offer technical assistance, just innocent technical assistance. Anybody who knows anybody who knows Sacred knows that that was not gonna happen. Okay, and what he admits, what he admits in this is he actually comes in. Now you can see that he's already a speaker. Okay, him and MT are already speakers because right now I'm playing from that time clip, and so he's already added these people in. Never said a word. Never said a word because I think what he was waiting for is he was waiting for MT or Sacred or both to come in and pounce on Tune because we were in the open discussion portion and basically Globe Slayer lost his tongue and had nothing to rebut on anything. And especially when Tune pointed out that Zetetic had posted a diagram that was not supporting flat Earth. And but listen to what he says here.
Ooh, we've got
So Sacred has his hand up, and he's really familiar with hosting. So
okay. Well, we've got just a little.
Now, what you're going to hear, okay, he said he's got his hand up, and I recognize that as well. Now, what you're going to hear is you're going to hear me scrambling to let Sacred talk because I was going to bring him in anyway because I saw him raise his hand. And so I'm like pushing on icons and trying to get Sacred in. And you're going to hear me actually trying to do that. And then But then Globe Slayer, well, listen to what Globe Slayer says. He just goes right into it.
Ooh,
So
we've got
Sacred has his hand up, and he's really familiar with hosting. So
okay.
let's
Well, we've
see
got
what
just
what
just a
Sacred has
little
to say.
a
Well,
little
hold on.
piece of
Hold on.
information. John Blues says that he's on Vine and cannot hear. So
Okay, hold
important.
on. I see Sacred's hand up. How do I just take it as requested?
No, I've already got him as speaker. He can speak whenever we're ready.
Okay. He can you hear the glee in the man's voice? He's actually saying, "I let him in," and all this. So he can talk and all this, and you can hear the glee in almost like he's letting loose a dog, to go bite somebody. Which unfortunately this one came up with all gums. But the now this is where it got funny. Now we are at the point where uh, uh, Sacred is speaking, and I got a couple of pause points in this. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start it off with this.
This shit is so choppy. It's super entertaining to watch you struggle like this after popping so much shit, Sly.
Okay, me apparently struggling after popping so much shit, whatever that meant. I think he's talking about talking shit and all this. Again, never once have I claimed to be an expert on spaces. Okay, the decision to be on spaces was made after I agreed to be the moderator for the debate. And honestly, Reds was actually the first pick on this, but Reds seemed to have been unavailable at the time. And so I kind of said, well, I'll do it. Go ahead, pick me. And they seemed to be cool with it. Spaces was then decided on. And you know why Spaces was decided on? This was funny. Spaces was decided on because you can use it with your mobile. Okay, I'm sorry, but Zoom, Meet, there's probably about 5 dozen different things that you can use with your mobile. They're all designed to be used with mobile. As a matter of fact, I was on a stream, a Meet call with Reds and some other people, and Sacred. And Sacred was just on his. I'm assuming he was just on his phone and all this. So claiming that, oh well, I want to use this because it's on my mobile and all this. They all work on that. So that was such a weak excuse. But anyway, so that was all decided afterwards, and I was just like, oh shit. Well, I guess I'm going to be using spaces, and all this. Now I am not. You can only say this 1,000 times, and it will fall on deaf ears if you're saying it to a flat earther. I'm not against the platform of spaces. What I'm against is trying to come in and have a evidence-based discussion with on a platform that you cannot produce evidence and actually review it. You can't. Okay? You can link things to it, and that's it. You can't go through like a video, show me, go to this portion, try and imagine having that 11 frames debate. Okay, when Flatzoid removed 11 frames out of Red's Rhetoric's video. Try and have that debate on spaces. You can't. Okay, that's why people don't like spaces. It's not because spaces is essentially nothing more than a modern day party line. That's all it is. So him claiming that I was talking shit about spaces, I was not. Never have been, and all that because of the fact that I don't use it. That's all. All right. So, and then continuing on.
So yeah, everyone is saying that they can't hear the audio on mobiles. I don't know what your configuration is or what you did, but you should have been more prepared if you're going to be hosting a space.
Okay, so I should have been more prepared. Okay, now me being more prepared, let's not forget that I did this in the beginning of the in the beginning. All right, can somebody give me a thumbs up and tell me if they can hear me? And a couple of seconds later, oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, so we're waiting here. Let's see, we got McToon here. Waiting on the other. McToon, I think I changed you to a, hold on. Oops, no, that didn't do it. Okay, so I was on Spaces, did an audio check. That's about the end of my preparation. Okay, understand that. But of course, give a man 15 seconds of fame, and he of course he didn't stop. So, and this is all 100%, of course, according to Sacred, this is all my fault.
With the likes of a McToon and a Globe Slayer, like this is ridiculous. For you to
Sacred.
criticize us for hosting debates and you
Sacred.
dropping the Earth ball like this,
If
that
you
is
could just
funny
describe
as
how
hell, bro.
See, now he's claiming that this is funny. I'm not. I failed to see the humor, honestly, because of the fact that it's nothing that I have any control over. Nothing. Cannot control a single thing about this. Okay. Now you may have had. No, correction. You have had 80 plus of your little cult meetings. Okay. The ones that have yet to produce a single repeatable experiment to prove flat Earth. Okay. That's a tradition for you. I know you're proud of that. Okay. I know you're proud of the fact that you have nothing. Okay. And to use Proud Flurf's words, you like to hear yourself talk. But you need to understand that, as funny as you claim this is, had nothing to do with me. And there was obviously multiple opportunities to listen to this. And, oh yeah, and that brings me to another subject. Real quick, where was it? Where is it? I heard a couple of people say that they weren't going to go to Tunes because of the fact that that they didn't want to promote Tune's site and have him make money off this. Well, I'm sorry. This is MT in the chat. So MT was there. So all those arguments kind of go out the window if you said you weren't going to do this. And you failed to link Twitter to your audio slide. Dude, I'll give you a cookie if you can find some way to make that sentence make sense. I mean, seriously. But anyway, sorry. Moving on with the audio. So hold on a second here. And then
could you just describe how
just
he
real quick,
controlled that?
before y'all cut me off, Nick.
Notice how people get out of the way and let somebody speak.
Could you just describe how
just
he
real quick,
controlled that?
before y'all cut me off, McToon said I threw a thumbs up. That was objectively incorrect. I threw not one thumbs up, and y'all can go back to his stream.
Okay, and I just called him out on that too, and I'm sure once he reviews it, he will notice that was actually true. He was mistaken. It wasn't Sacred that threw a thumbs up. However, what did he follow that up with? What was Sacred's primary contribution to this entire stream? Well, he told us.
And look it up. I ain't throw a damn thumbs up during this whole debate. Just spamming laugh emojis.
Spamming laugh emojis. Now, I don't know exactly what purpose that serves because all it does is make your, from what I saw, all it does is make your own icon blink. But he states it proudly. The only thing I did with this stream was spam laugh emojis. Listen again.
And look it up. I ain't throw a damn thumbs up during this whole debate. Just spamming laugh emojis.
Okay, so I guess that's all you're worth, Sacred, is spam. Literally, spam. And you're proud of it. God, I won't understand that. But moving on. Let's see, what portion was this?
Nobody can hear you on
Nobody
can hear you on Twitter Spaces. So
nobody can hear me. Well, I'm sorry, Sacred. That is objectively incorrect. Because, as I just showed a minute ago, I had plenty of people responding, throwing thumbs up, saying that they can hear me on Twitter Spaces. So, what was that again?
Nobody can hear you on Twitter Spaces. So,
okay, objectively incorrect. So let's move a little bit further.
Well, hopefully, when y'all close this down, we'll be able to run this back. But everybody is saying that y'all completely dropped the ball.
Says I open the space on my phone and I hear the audio.
The listening experience is terrible.
Okay, listening experience is terrible. That, again, not me and all this. And objectively incorrect that nobody can hear me. Or us, for that matter. because, as you noticed, it all comes through just fine on YouTube. And to my non-technically savvy coffee getter MT, um, you need to understand, you don't synchronize anything to YouTube. Okay, this was not us on YouTube playing it on Spaces. This was not anything like that. What this was Tune, as you can tell by the graphic here. Tune had one window open on his computer that was playing the space. Okay, meaning that he was receiving Twitter as a normal user would, and then pumping it out audibly through his YouTube stream. Okay, meaning that his connection to YouTube, or his connection between YouTube and the stream, was basically his computer. It wasn't any kind of synchronization, wasn't VPN either. It was just playing audio on his computer and then pumping it out, as I am doing right now, playing audio on my computer and pumping it out through a YouTube stream. So let's continue here.
Anamorphic
Hey,
Mind
guys.
says, I am listening on Twitter and the audio is just fine. No issues. So I have a whole bunch of people saying that they can hear it. So Sacred, you're wrong.
Okay. And he got told that, So, and what does a corrected flat earther do? And plus, on top of that, Sacred, me saying that about hosting a debate versus using Twitter Spaces, those are two different arguments. I never claimed to be an expert on Twitter Spaces, so don't conflate the two of them together as if they mean something. Got it, kiddo? All right. I forgot about that part, but and then right here. So, him being proven wrong, this is how he reacts. And there's also a comment in the background which is of importance here.
All right, well, let's hope you don't run from any more space debates since you came to this.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
If y'all want a real listening experience,
right.
Shout out to the
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Running, bro.
Super. Is it?
Okay, so those two little things from Carl's Jr., that's because of the fact that, well, if the argument is going to be that they're not going to promote people who actually record and broadcast live this information, I'm gonna block out the little words that he wants to say on it and all this. That was Sacred plugging his little cult meetings. But listen to this comment in the beginning of it though, and we thought, and I personally thought, and I was corrected by Toon, who saw it a little bit better than I did when he reviewed it, and then it was also substantiated by MT later, that this was actually MT speaking here.
All right, well,
let's hope you don't run from any more space debates.
Okay, let's hope you don't run from any more space debates. I am the moderator. I wouldn't hold a debate on Spaces unless you paid me a lot of money. Okay, and the reason why is because you cannot present evidence during a structured debate. Okay, but little coffee getter, he has to say this.
All right, well,
let's hope you don't run from any more space debates.
Okay. That now I was wrong, and I had to admit that I was wrong but I was wrong because of the fact that Globeslayer decided he wasn't going to tell anybody that he invited people into the discussion. Even in a tweet that I said afterwards, I had said there was only 4 people speaking. Okay, because I had obviously myself, Toon, Slayer, and I had thought the only other person that was invited in, because I wasn't displayed with anything and I wasn't told anything else, the only other person that I thought was in there was Sacred. So I had to and did admit that I was wrong after it was reviewed, that that was Globeslayer that said that, and it wasn't. It was fucking little MT. So and he's got nothing to say about presenting anything. So hold on a second here, and you can actually hear him, throwing his additional comments.
if y'all want a real listening experience,
Same Sly. Okay, trying to call me dishonest.
Running, bro.
And he said, "Keep running, bro," and all this. I got nothing to run from, dude. I got a whole YouTube channel arsenal of stuff that I can present. But I'm not going to do it on a platform that I can't present it. Cool? But anyway,
Running, bro.
Super. Is it Globe Slayer? It's do you have anything? I want to make
Yeah.
sure that you don't feel like I monopolized this final section.
So there was actually something I would have liked to have brought up, but it wasn't part of the topics. But now that we're at this,
okay. And then we went on to talk about a couple of more things for about 10 minutes. The so basically, you give a flat earther 5 minutes, and all they're going to do is they're going to throw insults, blame you for things that you have no control over, and make utter fools of themselves. The only thing legit that he actually had to say in there was that no, he didn't throw a thumbs up. Okay, but admitted to spamming the feed. I don't know if that shows up somewhere else. I just really don't know. But if all he was going to do, if it does show up somewhere else, like in a almost like a chat thread or something like that, then all he was there to do was disrupt. Because by his own admission, all he did was spam laugh emojis. Okay, so it's it's just so silly. Okay. And like I said, my bad and my sympathies to the people who weren't able to hear it during the stream. I don't know what the hell did it. No clue. But there is a little joke to be had here. And this is also hysterical. Right after the stream, Sacred posted a poll. And he wanted everybody's judgment on not the debate, okay, but about how I conducted it. Okay, because he's still trying to save face after the video that I did on his hypocrisies and his bias and how he ran the debate between Red and Band Notice. He's still hurt about that. Okay, and he's going to continue to be hurt about it. And you know what? Until you own up to it, Sacred, be hurt about it. Okay, because I don't really care. But Sacred turned around, and you can still find it if he hasn't deleted it yet, because it did not work out in his favor. He posted a poll underneath my thing. And here was the poll. How was your experience during the debate hosted by Slash Barcade? Okay. And, McToon versus Globe Slayer and stuff like that. These were the final results. Okay. Cringe, it was great, which it's blue because that's where I voted. Or trash, is it time for my cult meeting yet? Okay. I mean, he blew himself out with a poll, expecting this overwhelming support from his side and all this. And I mean, I'm sorry, man, that's like almost 15-1. And so you can call it whatever you want to, buddy. That's an incredible loss for what you thought it was going to post, and he probably just hasn't gone back to see it yet. And all this. That's why I made sure I got a screen capture of it. All right, and so it was just all so silly, and it was a great debate, at least for the first 4 blocks, and then after that it was pretty much the MC Toon show because Globe Slayer didn't have anything to retort with. He came in with some script about quotes from these guys and quotes from those guys and all this other stuff, but couldn't answer for any of it. So it was terrible. What did I capture this again? Oh yeah, check your mentions. Sylvester, the audience is already critiquing your hosting performance. No, as everybody was doing, they were actually mad about the audio problem that was happening to a select group of people. Let's see here. And once you're first to acknowledge the capability of sharing evidence in spaces. Sacred, listen here, buddy. You cannot present evidence in spaces. you can link to external stuff. Okay? And if you are in a structured debate, and let's say it was McToon versus Globeslayer, and Globeslayer brings in a 15-minute video and all this, then Toon would not have been able to watch it if this was actually not a pre-distribution of the subjects. He would not be able to watch it in the amount of time and offer a legit retort unless he already knew the material. Okay, so really, you guys are defending something on a principle that doesn't exist. So just shut up. I mean, really, just shut you. Everybody who reads you guys doing that knows 100% that all you are doing is, well, how did Proudflare put it? Talking to hear yourself talk. Okay? So, anyway. And you know what's funny? As informative as you may or may not have found this entire stream, one thing that I do love about it is I was able to present my evidence instead of just claiming shit. Okay? And so let me go ahead and minimize this, bring it over to here, put it over to there, and hit save because I made one little change to it. Close that out. And I mean, that's just all we got here. So let me go over and look at this. I'm just going to look at the chat real quick, say hi to some folks. And I saw in in the other stream that Toon was holding. I want to say hi to a couple people like Rec and all those guys. People who've been around me for like ever. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. Did you get a new account? Let's see here. Let's see. I had some arguments. Copy and paste it from before. And let's see here. No, nothing. Okay. But let's see here. Sorry, I'm just reading through these here. All right, so. Oh, Global Mom just showed up. Global Mom. Well, given the word "mom" in your name, you probably had much better things to attend to than my stream about FE clowns. Let's see here. Yeah, it's true. We're not allowed to believe in math. Let's see here. The poll is CGI. Oh, man. Let's see here. MySpace was a joke. Okay. If you say so. Sacred. Sacred's here. Hi, Sacred. Let's see here. Unfortunately, Sly doesn't know what he's talking about. We screen share. You screen share in Spaces? You screen share actual active video or whiteboard or whatever. Is that what you're saying, Sacred? As in, I could turn around and open up a video in Spaces, and we can go over that thing frame by frame on screen. Come on, Sacred, you got my attention. Simon, he's got 10 G's up on it, so I don't really think that you're making a legit argument there, buddy. Sacred, hello, answer the question. Sacred, come on. In case anybody's wondering what I'm looking at later. Sacred says, unfortunately, Sly doesn't know what he's talking about. We can screen share in Spaces every week. Or we screen share in Spaces every week. Ask Alan, Space Audits, who is still waiting on Tune to set up the next debate. Okay. I asked, let's see, yeah, I recorded, unlike most of your spaces. You replied 3 times. I only asked you since I saw this, and I see I'm glad you recorded this laughing my ass off because that's all you write, that and a bunch of laugh emojis. And then you said I replied 3 times. Well, those are only 2 times after that, and you didn't answer my question. Oh, look! MT is here too. Yeah, and sorry, man, that still doesn't work for you, man. The Sly allegedly works with high-tech technology, which I do, uh, but couldn't manage an X space. Yeah, because I got trained on that satellite stuff. This was just, well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to use it. Let's see. Come on. And Toon says he doesn't see any messages from Alan on Discord where we talk. Okay, where you guys talk. That's cool. Come on, Sacred. This is your claim. Unfortunately, Sly doesn't know what he's talking about. We screen share in spaces every week. Ask Alan. Well, I'm asking you. Globy still haven't figured it out yet. I'm not skipping your comments. I have your comments right up here on screen. They're actually being live streamed. I'm not skipping your comments. You said I replied 3 after you made that comment. You said Globy still haven't figured it out yet. Ha ha, laugh emoji. And then I'm glad you recorded this. Laughing my ass off. More laugh emojis. Okay, and then after that you said you replied 3 times, which you only replied twice. So even your math is off. So let's see. Globy still haven't figured this out. Skipping my comments. I'm not skipping any comments. Sacred, answer my question. You are saying that you can present live video or pictures or something like that live for scrutiny. Oh my God. I'd hope Sly knows that he will never get a straight answer after all these years. Sadly enough. Well, I remain an optimist, Dora. You expect me to stop running from Flat Earth Fridays? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Okay, so you do every week. You present live video every week. I'll tell you what, Sacred. I'll make you a deal. And I'll make it here right here live. You screen capture one of your well, you're having your thing tonight. So you screen capture tonight how you on your phone present video that everybody else can see while you're presenting it, or a whiteboard that you are going back, that you're doing any kind of drawing or anything like that on. You screen capture that tonight, okay? Screen capture that tonight. Post it as a video that you were actually sharing. Actually, not you sharing, but like a speaker or a co-host was sharing a video live so everybody could see it. Okay, and you can play, pause, rewind, whatever you have to do. You post that, and then we'll talk about me coming on to Flat Earth Fridays. How's that? How's that? And then you and I could debate Flat Earth. Deal? What's up, Jared? I'm not walking back any claims. I'm offering you a deal, just like I tried to with Libra, when Libra claimed that I sent a confession letter to Bob Nodell, and yeah, I asked you guys to help him present that evidence, and I even said I would come on to your space to talk about it if you could. And all I got was your lapdog sending me a bunch of rage tweets. Sacred, we got a deal or what? We got a deal or what? Come on, Sacred. Or are you just going to be as ignorant as you were on the live stream the other night? Hey, like I said, show me a video of you screen sharing while everybody is watching it and you going back and forth on it. Show me that, and we'll talk about me coming onto your show. Deal? Yeah, everybody else is already noticing that all you're doing is deflecting. Couldn't agree more, Jared. Ah, yes, MT. I don't have evidence. Yeah, that's right. I have a man. This is all you guys are is words. This is all you guys are is words. And about my rocket in a vacuum test, there's $500 waiting for anybody who can disprove it. Okay. I have the video up and the criteria for that $500 on my channel. Nope, I'm not gonna pull up and see. You're gonna screen. You're gonna record that for me, Sacred. Yes or no? This is gonna be your last chance, man. Your next response, if it's not a yes or no to acknowledging my request, then man, MT, fuck you. Hold on a second here. MT wants me to be a woman so he can talk down to me. Let's see here. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do here. Nah, shut up, MT. Come on, Sacred. Waiting on that answer, bruh. Hey, Toon, if he says yes to that, I'll moderate it for you. Sacred? Wow, the guy who's all words seems to be out of words. Yep. I noticed that, NYOB. I noticed that. Yeah, but who would he get as moderator that would be better than... I'm just not even gonna... That one baffles the mind, actually. So I guess we're not gonna get an answer from MT. MT ran away from my challenge, as usual, MT ran away from Toon's challenge to a debate. And because I do not stomach people who find it necessary to seem that I say that I'm a woman, so he can talk down to me and feel better about it. Yeah, I'm Dutch. That's why I put MT out. He's worthless anyway. He's probably not even good at getting coffee. That's why he spends all his day on fucking Twitter. But anyway, that's all I got. Oh, and by the way, just so everybody sees, no, there was no response from Sacred past there and all this. But anyway, ladies and gents, that's all I have for you this evening. I hope it was enough to demonstrate once again flat earthers are incapable of having a debate where they can actually present evidence in their own requested manner. And when I challenged Sacred to his claim that they can screen share and all this, like I said, I don't know. I was asking him to make a video to show it to me and all this. That would change at least a little bit of my opinion of Spaces, because that is what I find wrong with Spaces. I don't find Spaces itself to be a problem. It's just that you cannot present anything. So in an evidence-based debate, it's worthless. Been my argument ever since. So let's see here. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to grab that. And I'm going to move this over here. You can't see any of this. This is all happening on my other screen. And let's see. One more quick swipe. See, nothing from Sacred, because he ran like the little coward that he is when people actually chest up to him. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope my stream was informative to you. It went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And check it out. The audio worked. So, not my gear. And I hope all y'all have a wonderful evening. Just imagine the boom. The new boom. The new boom that Reds gave to me. So, just imagine the boom. Y'all have a nice night.